Hi everyone, just wanted to do a garden tour today. This is something that we haven't done. I really wasn't planning it, except I was just out here planting some seeds for a fall garden. And I figured let's go ahead and just take a look at the garden so that I kind of have this, so I can remember what I did last year and what I would change and all that sort of stuff, and hopefully give you guys a little bit of guidance too. This is only my second year gardening, so this is really still new to me. Last year I didn't get to garden as much as I wanted to. After I started my garden, I had gotten sick and had to spend the year fighting cancer, so this is kind of like my first real year of gardening, and it's coming along pretty good. We definitely have made a few mistakes along the way, but I think our garden, it's not huge. It's definitely not like some of the gardens that I see on YouTube that have these huge, massive spaces. We're in more of a suburban neighborhood, so we don't have a massive yard, but we have enough space to have 4 garden beds right there. And then my husband built me this huge one this summer. So we'll go ahead and take a look and see what we have going on and what I planted, because I'm curious to see. So the advantage to doing a fall garden is you can directly sow your seeds into the ground, which for me also is a great thing, because I don't have the space inside to germinate my seeds. So I have to use plant starts at the beginning of the summer for my garden, and now in the fall I have the advantage and I'm able to go ahead and just use seeds and direct sow them. And you'll see the experiment that I did and how successful it was with planting seeds directly into the dirt during this hot season now. So let's go ahead and just take a look. Here are my potatoes that have been growing since Memorial Day weekend, and they are now completely filled with dirt, and they are just finishing growing. So I have 2 bags. Oh look, there's a little ladybug there. Where is it? There she is. Look how beautiful. Yes, I am one of those crazy people that purchase ladybugs and let them loose into my garden, but they have stuck around, so it was worth every penny. All right, so potatoes are doing really well. I can't wait to harvest those. I have 3 squash plants here, and I have 1 squash in there growing. Just 1 though. I'm in New Jersey, which is zone 7A, I believe I am here. This, I had a huge zucchini plant in here. Turned out, this is first year gardening mistake, it turned out it was a green griller zucchini plant, and they have quite a lot of seeds in them. So the first 2 zucchinis that I grew, I realized they're really not a zucchini that I would eat. So I did go ahead and I removed the plant, because I hate to just waste those zucchinis. And I have gone ahead and I have just put 1 squash seed in here. I wasn't even going to do it. I figured I wanted to give these squash some more room, but I said, you know what, let's just put 1 seed and we'll see if it grows. Okay, so here I have an A-frame trellis, which I absolutely love. Oh my Lord, what is this? Oh, look at the bee. Oh, look at her doing her thing. Is that not beautiful? Oh, I can't. It's so pretty. Look at her snuggling in there. Oh, okay. Yes, beautiful little bee, do your thing. All right, so here I have, on the left side, sorry, I'm using my, why can't it, this is chemo brain. What is this? Okay, we'll think of it. Chemo brain, I am so sorry. It's a thing, it's a real thing. It's bad. All right, so on this left side, I have 2 cucumber plants. And then to the right, in the middle, I have some cantaloupe plants. And then at the very end, I have 1 squash plant. The only problem is that all of their leaves look the same, and they're all growing like crazy. So I kind of can't even see what is growing or not growing and what's going on in here. But I definitely have some cucumbers starting. So they seem to be, everything seems to be doing well. I would maybe not have as many plants on this side next year just because it is a little bit overcrowded and it's just hard to really get a look at what's going on in there. Oh, chopstick. This is a chopstick. Okay, that's what I'm using. Sorry, everyone. All right, so here we have our tomato plants, which are huge and have a ton of tomatoes on them. And again, we're in New Jersey, so we're just getting red here. I have a couple of purple basil plants next to my tomatoes because I heard that that will just get the bad bugs to stay away. Again, Chemo Brain was taking that word out of my mouth. All right, so we have some more purple basil, which is done so well and is beautiful, but I haven't picked it. I'm just leaving it here to do its job and keep those bad bugs away. Here we go. A visitor in the garden today. Hang on, let's see if we can get him. A huge, oh, hang on. A huge daddy long legs. Why can I, there we go. All right, huge. So I'm trying to avoid him and he can avoid me. This is my eggplant, which is doing beautiful. I have a bunch of flowers. Don't have any eggplants yet, but I am patiently waiting. I have two green bean plants here, snap beans technically, and they have done well. I have harvested a bunch off of those already. I have a bunch of pepper plants that have some peppers growing, and we have some new ones starting, which I am so happy, and that one actually looks like he's getting big enough to be picked soon. And then this is our favorite, our corn. We tried corn last year and we did not have a successful harvest. They did not pollinate. So I think the way we've planted them this year will guarantee that they were pollinated. Plus I have been self-pollinating. So I'm really hoping that they will do well. We have some nice thick ears here growing. So I think we're off to a really good start. I have a blueberry bush here that did not produce anything yet this year, but that's okay. I'm looking forward to it next year. And so now we'll move to the beds. So this bed will eventually just be strawberries. And I have some celery here in the middle, which has been growing all summer. It's doing okay. It actually really is doing okay. I think we definitely will be able to harvest those, but I'm not sure I would do celery again next year. It's just taken the whole entire summer to grow. The strawberries, all of a sudden, I didn't do well with these strawberries, but they are starting to expand within this bed and they are growing nicely, and all of a sudden I'm getting all of these flowers and a bunch of strawberries starting to grow. So it looks like I'll actually be getting some more strawberries yet. Okay, this is my seed experiment. Which, as you can see, has done quite well. To the left, I have a cucumber plant, and to the right, we have a couple of watermelon plants. So I did these from seed. There's actually 3 cucumber plants that did successfully start to grow. This one is massive. And then this watermelon plant, I think I have 3 of them. And I grew these all from seed. So this was really my first time successfully growing from seed. And I definitely have some tiny little watermelons starting. I am just absolutely mesmerized that I could potentially grow some watermelons. Maybe it wasn't the best place to plant them, but again, first year kind of gardening. Just learning as I go along, and that's really the best thing that you can do with gardening, is just give it a try. It's so exciting, and I've had so much fun. It's been such a learning experience, but just go ahead and jump in. So here I want to really document what I'm doing. This is now, these 2 beds are going to be my fall garden, and what I have done is I have gone ahead and I've planted my seeds. I just want to document it. Hang on one sec. Let me just get my list so I know what I planted and where I planted it. So we can just kind of watch this together and see how they've done. So on the left here, I have planted some beet seeds, which I'll be covering up in one sec. I just kind of want to take a look at how much I've planted. And then right here along the middle is my break. And then to the right, I've gone ahead and I've planted some radish seeds. So beets on the left, radishes on the right. We can go ahead and cover these up. And I'm just going to use my chopstick again, since it has come in so handy. The temperatures here in New Jersey finally have broken a little bit. We've been super hot. It's been in the high 90s for weeks. It's finally gonna stay in about the 80s for at least the next week, which is important for one of the next things that I'm gonna show you that we've planted, which I might fail at. But again, like I said, I really have learned that you can Google a lot, you can watch a ton of YouTube videos, you can do all of the things, but you really just kind of need to just jump in and just give it a try and just see how it goes. See how it goes. The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a huge harvest, maybe bigger than you had planned on, but that's not the worst, right? Okay, so now on this bed, I've planted a bunch of spinach, and this is my experiment. Technically, this spinach needs to be planted with cooler temperatures than what we're experiencing, and it needs a little bit of shade while it's growing. I think this corner right here does get a little bit of shade, but I definitely do not have the proper temperatures for the spinach, but we're gonna give it a try, right? I mean, it can't hurt. Like I said, the worst thing that's gonna happen is we're gonna have a huge harvest, and it actually works. And then again, just an experiment. I went ahead and I've just planted 2 squash seeds. Probably not the smartest thing to do since this is not a huge bed, but I really want some more squash, so what the heck? Why not, right? I'm a new gardener. We can get away with making some mistakes every once in a while, right? Doesn't always have to be the best, well laid out plan, but again, we're doing it, and hopefully something will grow. Hopefully a lot of some things will grow, right? All right, so I'm gonna just cover these seeds up, and my soil is super moist. It rained last night, so I'm gonna just leave them be. And we will go ahead and just kind of monitor these together and see how it goes. You know, and definitely consider doing those fall gardens. We all typically think of a summer garden. We don't always think of a fall garden. And if you live in a zone like I live in, where my frost date, I believe, is October 15th. So if you live in a zone like I do, you still have plenty of time to go ahead, plant some seeds, and have a little bit of a fall crop. And just plant things. So I'm doing, again, we're doing radishes, beets, squash, spinach, and that is it, I believe, right? Yes, and those are all fall crops. So those should do well. Here's where I planned out my little, how I was gonna plant everything. All right, so that's it, everybody. There is my garden. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. I am absolutely loving it this year. This really has become a place of a lot of joy for me. As I said, I've been sick, so this has really helped me get out of the house and get back on my feet and do something rather than just laying and feeling sick. And I'm out here and I am growing an abundance of beautiful vegetables that are going to be wonderful and healthy and organic for my family. So happy gardening, everybody.